Hello, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and tonight I want to talk about upgrading old games to next-gen consoles and if it still matters at this point. So, as you know, we're 8 months into the new console generation. Usually these generations, they usually start off pretty slow, man. I've been playing games long enough to know that it's probably going to be 2, maybe 3 years before we start getting real next-gen games. I mean, if you think about it, 2015 was when we started getting, like games like The Witcher 3 and, like Bloodborne and other stuff. Yeah, dude, these generations usually start off slow. And usually the best games for the generation are at the end of the generation and the beginning of the next generation. So I think this is honestly the first generation that we got. No, I mean, we got pretty decent upgrades last generation too. I mean, Assassin's Creed Black Flag came out on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. We got a decent upgrade for that. But last generation, at the start of the generation, we were paying $10 for those upgrades as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I remember paying $10 for Assassin's Creed. For some other games, mostly on the Sony platform, if I remember, because I didn't buy an Xbox One right at the first of the generation. I bought the Xbox One toward the end of the generation, about halfway through. So, I mean, yeah, dude, I mean, it's not like Sony hasn't had this precedent for charging $10 for next-gen upgrades. Since, like at least the PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4. Hey, Peter, what's up, man? I don't remember paying for upgrades on PlayStation 2 from PlayStation 1. I think they were pretty much all PlayStation 2 games on from that. I think PlayStation 2 started off kind of slow too, though. It started off where like every game that we got on the PlayStation 2 was definitely a lot better than the PlayStation 1. And I mean, that was big enough jump that we could see like a dramatic change in that. PlayStation 3, 2 to 3. Yeah, I think that there was PlayStation 3 games right off the bat there, as well as Xbox 360 games. So I don't ever remember having to pay for an upgrade back on those console generations. I think it was just, starting the PlayStation 4 generation, we started having to pay for our upgrades. Not much. Was just playing some Metro Exodus. Yeah, that game's good. I played a little bit of that yesterday. Hey, welcome, Zed. I was playing some of that Metro yesterday. I was playing some Plague's Tale. Been playing some WRC 9 this weekend. I was playing on the PlayStation. I tried to go through and finish the Yuffie DLC. I'm just not. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time playing that. Hold on a minute, guys. What's up, Zed? How you doing, man? Finally got to the live stream. I always get to it late. Yeah. I'm probably gonna do this till maybe like 10:30, maybe 10:45. I don't know. I guess it depends on how good the conversation goes. But I've been wondering about this, because like me personally, I'm getting a little bit too comfortable with getting these upgrades, man. Like I love them, dude. I mean, I've got, oh gosh, what is it? Almost 50 Xbox games that are upgraded to XS already, and like, dude, I'm happy with that. I appreciate it. I'm one of those gamers, dude, that I really do appreciate getting these upgrades. Yeah, I don't know if it makes us entitled. I don't feel like it makes us entitled because like I've said a couple of times now, if we were on PC, dude, we wouldn't have to pay for upgrades. And I like the fact that Xbox is trying to yeah, for real. Yeah, Metro, dude. Metro is such an amazing game, dude. The visuals are so good. I mean, I love the fact that these guys like 4A, that makes Metro Exodus, have gone out of their way to enhance and bring more value to that experience for me, and not charge me again for it. Like, that is freaking amazing, dude. A Plague's Tale, because I've already beat that game once. So like on my save file, I can go back through and pick like different areas and stuff. And just to go back and relive some of those experiences, with the new upgrade. Oh my gosh, man, the game just looks so freaking good now. I can go to any part in that story and see anything I want to see. And oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. The same with Metro Exodus. I beat that, so I'm able to, go to whatever. I mean, I can chapter select and go wherever I want and see like the things that I want to see. Um, I like the fact that they're bringing these games to the next generation, because not only does that bring more value back to the games that I've already bought, it also makes like, dude, I'm the kind of guy that, like, when the developer does that, like their next game that they put out, man, I'm no questions asked, I'm going to buy it. Like The Witcher 3, okay? I love The Witcher 3. It's one of my it is my number one game. That like I love that game. There's something about The Witcher 3 that just pulls me in every single time. And when I get in there, I've never had the same experience playing that game twice. Like, never had the same experience. Like, it's always different. Like the choices you make, or how you tackle things, or what you do, it makes that game so much freaking better every time you play it. And I love it. So that's like my number one game. But having that, and then getting the free upgrades, to Xbox One X and all of that stuff. Like, I bought Cyberpunk 2077, no questions asked, dude. I wasn't really even that hyped about Cyberpunk. I was just like, yeah, I mean, like, I'll give it a try or whatever. But just something about that, the Cyberpunk 2077 just wasn't like, I just wasn't like looking at it like, oh my gosh, that's something I want to play, but I bought it anyways. I did enjoy my experience with that on the Xbox Series X. It was pretty decent. If you go off and you start doing like side stuff, or you start going around and just exploring the world and stuff, it starts to fall apart pretty quick though, man. I mean, the NPCs are so freaking dumb on that game that, yeah, I don't know, man. I try to get into it, and I try to just go around and explore open world games like I normally do with that. And yeah, dude, it starts falling apart so fast that I hope that CD Projekt Red could like turn that around. But I mean, as it sits, if you don't have an upgraded like a next gen console or a beefy PC, I personally can't recommend that to anybody to go out and play it, unless you're going to stick straight to the story and just play the game. I can't guarantee that you're going to have the best experience. Metro's semi-open world structure was yes, it was. I did like that. I like the fact that, like, when you get to like certain parts, it's kind of more open. It was good. I like that. Like, toward the end of the game, you get like to the desert region. I really like that. I thought that looked so pretty good there. And then if you play the DLCs, like the Sam's story, I've been playing that. That's pretty good. I got a Plague's Tale downloaded, but I'll wait till I finish Metro to start. I'm just unsure I'm gonna enjoy that one, but free to try. So A Plague's Tale, man, I think I think you'll enjoy it. Just take it slow with it, because it is kind of like it's more like a stealth game. Play it kind of stealthy, and like the combat is not like really like heavy combat. It's more like it's more like using the tools at your disposal to tackle the job creatively. So it's kind of puzzly. I mean, not too much. It's not like super hard or anything, but it's definitely the experience is like, I liked it, dude. I think it was one of the best games last generation, to tell you the truth, Peter. I really did appreciate that game. But then again, I appreciate things that are medieval and in like I love medieval stuff. So it was easy to get into that kind of a game for me. Like, I appreciated that, and I liked it, and I liked the attention to detail that went into this game. And The voice actors are freaking amazing. The story is really, really, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not like a cheesy story. It's like, okay, yeah, this could possibly, I mean, like it is a little out there in terms of like supernatural and stuff, like alchemy, stuff like that. But it it has a pretty good story in it. And it does lead you pretty. I mean, it is a linear experience, but it is a good linear experience. And I think that if you give it a try, hey, Jimbo's back. Welcome back, man. Oh wow, maybe I'll be, yeah, dude. I mean, it's definitely a double A type game, but the way this game is created, like A Plague's Tale, bro, I freaking enjoyed it, man. I thought it was great. And usually when I'm able to like get a game, sit down and play through it, it is, I tend to look at those games as being a good game, because if a game loses my interest, it usually goes in my backlog, and then I forget about it. Hey game, how's it going, man? Wasn't expecting you today. How are you? I'm good, man. I got my work done. I had to go change out some gaskets on some stoves. It's like my second job, and so I got done a lot faster than I expected. So I wanted to come and get on and talk to everybody. And I really want to talk about these upgrades, man. Like I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record when it comes to stuff, but like I see so much criticism about this stuff from stupid fanboys that don't know what they're talking about in Game Pass. Like I can't understand how people can look at Game Pass as a bad thing. And then, they say, I mean, these Sony fanboys, dude, if they think Xbox games are garbage anyways, and they're not quality, what does it matter if they're on Game Pass, bro? What does it matter if they go to Game Pass day one? Like, I mean, clearly nobody on the planet thinks they're great games. So why not put them on Game Pass, dude? I mean, shouldn't the people that are being duped into buying these non-quality games be able to play them whenever they want to without having to spend $70 or $60 on them? Yeah, guys, I would have give you guys some time to like get to the thing, but man, I finished my job and I was like, dude, I want to get on for a little while, man. I got some energy tonight, and I just wanted to go live and talk about some of this stuff. So like when it comes to Game Pass, when it comes to upgraded games, like I appreciate that. And all the PC people, you guys know, man, they do not make you pay for PC upgrades. Like that's saw your WRC reveal. I'll check it out if it comes to Game Pass. I have the Elite Series 2 controller, so it may feel good and respond. It does feel pretty good on the Elite Series 2. I definitely recommend WRC 9 over 8 just because of the fact that 8 is capped at 30 frames a second and won't go past that. But 9, I don't know if you're going to get that on Game Pass, but I've seen it as low as $20 already. And I don't know, the people that love Game Pass already really love with the boosted games, like playing all. Yeah, exactly. And that's the kind of the way I feel about it. Like Game Pass is offering a service that frankly is literally the best value on the planet for video games. Some could argue that I guess cell phone gaming is a better value or whatever, but I just don't see the value in playing a video game on my damn cell phone, guys. Maybe xCloud or something, streaming a full game to my phone and playing it with a controller, but Elite V2 is great. Got the stick drift on the right side though. Oh yeah, dude. I just had to fix my I just had to fix the left bumper on mine. It stopped working, so I bought a pack. I bought a kit to fix it, and I got it all soldered and everything, and I was playing. It was working just fine, and then it stopped working again. So I resoldered joints again, and it works again just fine. So the stick drift is probably the same thing. You could buy the kit on Amazon if you're pretty good at soldering. You could probably just get that off and put a new one on. Talking video games on Sunday night. I'm down. Yeah, dude, I like video games every night. Ask my wife. She hates me because of it sometimes. I like my video games, man. I don't really watch TV anymore. I I'd rather just I don't really need to go out and hang out with friends because I'm an old man now, so I'd rather just talk and play video games, man. Video games are what matter. So good news, guys. Apparently they're going to start the chip shortage is going to start easing up by next year, so might be able to get myself a pretty decent PC by then. I don't know. I'm going to buy it in parts. Like I've been saying, I'm going to buy it in parts and then put it together. I don't want to get like overcharged for stuff, so I'm just going to try to find stuff at MSRP and then pick it up as I go. I mainly need it for like editing and stuff like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking is the best way, because if I just buy everything and get it at a decent price, then I can put it together and, you know, build what I want to build. I'm not going to buy anything used though. I think Best Buy was supposed to have stock of 3080 cards or 3070 cards or something. I think a 3070 would be all right, right? Bought my Elite Series 2 through the Xbox store with a 2-year warranty. You're not going to believe this, but I replaced it through them 4 times. Yeah, dude. I mean, my first one that I bought, the first Elite, had stick drift, and then this one here lasted. This one here lasted just over. I got it in March of 2020, and it lasted till, gosh, what was it, like a couple weeks ago, before I started having problems with it. So almost a little over a year, like a couple months past a year. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of having a little bit of issues with that, you know, it not being able to last that long. That's really kind of frustrating. But then when I look back at my video game habit over the last year since COVID, I put a lot of freaking hours on that controller, guys. I've put a lot of freaking hours on that controller, and to only have to replace that button for $12.99, and I get 10 of them and like the tools to do it. All the components for the sticks on every console come from one China. Yeah, exactly. They all come from the same place. So essentially they're all going to have, you know, a problem eventually, you know. Now that I've been into that controller and I've actually looked around in there, like most of that stuff that needs to be soldered on the board, it's really, I mean, it can be frustrating, but it comes off pretty decently, and then boards can handle a pretty decent amount of heat too. So you can crank your solder gun up or your soldering iron up and put a little bit of heat to that. That switch was kind of freaking me out because of how hot I had to get it to get the solder to melt. I mean, I was like, "Ooh, boy, I'm putting a lot of heat on this, man," but it ended up coming off pretty. It took a while to get it off. It got a little frustrating because it's so small, but once I got it all done and got the new one on, it works. Just had to resolder those joints again. I mean, when it comes to paying for upgrades for these games, I don't necessarily agree with Sony's approach to making us pay for them. My first Elite 2 controller issue was because it had an issue where the left stick moved very slowly, no matter. Yeah. Okay. Then the 3 replacements had left bumper issues. That's the same bumper I had to replace. Game was the left bumper, dude. It started intermittent, like it wouldn't work, and then it stopped. So I popped the cover off and I pulled the little plastic things out of it and put it back, and it worked great. Worked great for another like 3 months, and then right back to not working pretty much. So yeah, once you've had it for a year or once your warranty wears out, yeah, dude, the repairs, I would say the repairs, if you know how to solder and stuff, are about a 5, maybe a 6, depending on your skill with being able to solder and your knowledge of, you know, being able to take things apart and put them back together and stuff. There's plenty of YouTube videos on there to show you how to do it as well. All of the YouTube videos that I looked at on it, they all want you to unsolder all the wires for the rumbles and everything. I didn't need to do that. I was able to just pull it apart and like fold it over and get to that board without having to do any of that. So it can be done. without having to do that, without having to pull those wires. So it's not that bad. Sony is making us pay for controller vibration. Believe that it's that it's on the Ghost of Tsushima listing. Yeah, dude, I made a video about that a little while back, yo Jimbo, about the whole, like, I was pretty heated about that, I was pretty heated, but then again, like, this is the way, like, I had to start thinking about it, or not that I had to start thinking about it, but after hearing about Assassin's Creed, Infinity going like live service, it got me thinking, well, hey man, if Sony's just going to make single player games that aren't full of microtransactions and, good story games, I mean, like, is it really that big of a deal to have to pay $10 more for them to continue to make the kind of games I love? The only reason I can justify the whole Ghost of Tsushima thing is because they are bringing another island, more story, and more content. So I don't think that first of all, I don't think that it's a value at all because I bought the game day one, but I will pay the price because I want to consume that content. So I am going to pay for it. Yeah, the warranty is definitely a 2-year warranty is exactly what you need if you're going to buy an Elite Series 2. I've come to that conclusion. Mine only lasted about a year, a little over a year and a year and like 3 months. So I'm perfectly. Sony and Nintendo are the only ones keeping single player games alive. That's pretty true for the most part, East. But I think Xbox is investing more in that ecosystem as well because they know that that's their weakest point when it comes to games, is that single player experience. In general, what the cost of DLC 15 at the most, this is out. Yeah, exactly. I definitely feel like that I made the video, dude. It's a slap in the face, straight up, man. A slap in the face that they're going to charge us, first, early adopters $30 for this, and then basically give it away to anybody that buys the game now. Because you mark my words, in 3 months, that Ghost of Tsushima director's cut, man, is going to be $30. They're going to be giving that thing away. And for them to charge me $30 because they know I'm more of a sure thing because I played the game, that really does kind of suck. I mean, it's us early adopters that keep that first party Sony dream alive, though. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I mean, they're giving me a product and they're giving me content that I clearly want, but is the price fair? Probably not. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard sometimes to figure that out, man. I mean, like, I don't think they should be charging me for a next gen upgrade, but I'll gladly pay for the DLC. Yeah, they worked on that. I don't need a free ride, man. I mean, I have no problem paying for my stuff and buying what I want, but I mean, to charge me for a freaking upgrade after the game's only been out less than a year, that really kind of sucks, man. That's like, ooh, man, because you already know they were working on this before that game launched. So they could have told me, hey, man, if you pay $69, for the game now with the deluxe version or whatever, you'll get the next gen upgrade for free. But apparently they wanted to keep that all a secret instead of, allowing the customer to have a better informed decision on if they wanted to pay for it back then or wait and pay a way higher price now. Actual DLC content aside, can you imagine if Xbox said, hey, we got auto HDR FPS boost for your old games also for it's $10? Yeah, exactly, dude. No, I wouldn't pay for that. That would be, I don't know. That would be a little freaking ridiculous. If Microsoft keeps their word about coming out with first-party AAA game every quarter besides all third-party, Sony is going to kill themselves with the pricing and not keeping up with it. Yeah, that's a very real thing. So, I mean, if you divide 7 years, the 7 years of the generation, let me get on there. So 7 years times what? There's 4 quarters in a year, so 28. And Sony says they have exactly 25. So 25 games in the work. If they can manage to pop these out every quarter like Xbox, they might do okay. They might be able to pull it off. But hey, Sev, how's it going, man? They might be able to pull that off and still produce that type of, I mean, but they have to do it every quarter, man. I mean, both of them. I don't think that's too much to ask from these multi-billion-dollar companies to be able to give us a first party game every quarter. You know, I don't think that's too much to ask from them. We've been you know, holding these guys up, you know, with purchasing content for a long time now, all these microtransactions and all of the stuff that they've been throwing at us with these Call of Duties and Battlefields that we used to pay $150 for every freaking year. Yeah, dude, we've been holding this gaming industry up and consuming this stuff, and most of it. Also, I was able to get my hands on a Series S finally. Hell yeah, good job, man. Yeah, that Series S is pretty good. I tell you, dude, my daughter loves her Series S, man. Depends on the quality. I don't want a bunch of garbage to skim. Yeah, exactly. I don't. Sony has 25 first-party games in the works. You sure they're first-party and third-party deals. So they've. So I mean, I don't know if we can really count the third-party deals because they're probably like 1 or 2 year exclusives. So if we do count those, if we're nice enough, I mean, Sony doesn't have the first-party studios to compete with that output of Xbox first-party studios now, though. I mean, that's to even think that's kind of unrealistic just because of the fact that, you know, Sony made their bed. They got a lie in it now. They got rid of all these. I mean, Evolution Studios. I would have kept buying their games hand over fist. Oh gosh, what was it again? Not Slant Six, but the guys that made SOCOM. Gosh dang it! I was just yeah, they got rid of Japan Studios. I didn't really buy a lot of Japan Studio games, but you know, every now and then I would pick one of their games up. So I mean, it just goes to show that all the developers that they've gotten rid of over the course of, you know, just from PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 4. Yeah, Guerrilla. No, I don't think Guerrilla is the one that made SOCOM. SOCOM was made by Zipper Interactive. If they hadn't gotten rid of like Zipper Interactive or 989 Studios, you remember 980 or was 989 Studio? Yeah, I think 989 Studios was Bend before they turned into Bend Studios. Guerrilla Studios was Killzone, but they've gotten rid of the Killzone franchise per se. I don't know. I haven't seen one for a while. It's only got multiple teams in some of those studios though. Yeah, so I mean I think they might have like two teams in. They've got. I mean, Insomniac's got at least three teams because there was the team working on Miles Morales, the team working on Ratchet and Clank, and then the team working on Spider-Man 2. So you got those three teams. They just bought a couple more. So I mean, if they really, I don't know. I wouldn't want them to. I don't want them to like stretch and give us terrible quality. But I don't want another Last of Us game. I don't want another one. Devs are what make these games, but the platform holders get all the credit for the games. It's bullshit, really. I completely agree with you, Sev. That's one of the main reasons why. Like I'll support Sony Santa Monica if. I'll support Naughty Dog, but if they do another Last of Us, I'm probably not going to buy another Last of Us game because I'm kind of over that series. Unless they do something really, really good with it. Like Insomniac, I'll pretty much buy their games. I mean, yeah, like these devs, I mean, Sucker Punch, I would definitely buy more Sucker Punch games. I haven't been let down by a Sucker Punch game. So, I mean, when it comes down to it, guys, I'm pretty happy with most of the quality I get from my Sony first party exclusives. All these arguments about Sony exclusives quality and keeping single player alive is an argument that can be used now, but it's going to age like milk. Yeah, exactly. I do get that. I mean, if they start moving away from that single player experience though, then like we're going to get sucked into this whole games as a service thing, man. And how many games as a service do you guys actually play every single day, man? I don't, dude. I lose interest in them so fast, dude. I haven't played Destiny 2 since. I mean, I did download the Series X upgrade, and I looked at that. I played it for about 3 or 4 more hours, and man, I haven't touched it since. And I mean, it looked great, but gosh, dude, there's just so much freaking Destiny I can play before I start getting pissed because of, you know, the one thing that's been a problem for me the whole time, and that's not being able to keep a stupid armor set longer than freaking 10 minutes. It irritates me. It gets with my OCD stuff and starts making me so mad. And then they made it harder to keep getting to like upgrade and stuff. Then again, I'm a developer myself, so I'm a bit biased. Yeah. Take my opinions with a grain of salt. Beware. No, I like your opinions. There's your disclaimer, so don't call me. Single player games are great, but to feel part of a team or community is multiplayer all the way. Single player is alone. Not gonna lie, yo, Jimbo, I've mainly been a single player kind of guy my whole life. I do like playing multiplayer, but I can't sit and play multiplayer as long as I can single player stories. I like to be able to just sit and take them in. Single player games are fine. Multiplayer games are fine. They both have their, yeah, exactly. That's kind of the way I play. Like, the way they have Destiny 2 now, a new player would be so, oh yeah, dude, like Destiny 2 is just such a freaking mess, dude. If I leave that game for a little while and try to get back into it, I'm so lost that I don't even care, dude. I've spent probably close to $400, maybe $500 on Destiny, dude, since the first one came out. I was just looking at my time on it, like over 400 freaking hours just on Destiny 2, and I'm like, gosh, man, I just don't I don't have any more hours for Destiny 2, guys. I'm over it. I played through Outriders, the story. I mean, I like the story, but I have no desire to sit there and try to grind for stuff. Soy 2 was that's why I like games that have a campaign. Yeah, exactly, dude. If they have a campaign, at least I can play through the campaign, so I'll always feel like I get my money's worth. But like with Battlefield 2 or 2042, I know that I'm going to play a lot of Battlefield 2042. Like I already feel like I'm going to play a lot of that because I do play a lot of that multiplayer. But I am pretty disappointed there is no freaking there is no campaign with that. There's no starting point after the intro. Yeah, dude, Destiny 2 freaking is falling apart, man. I don't know how they fix that, and all the stuff they tried to do to streamline everything just kind of made it a lot harder, a lot more confusing for everyone. I know what Sony can do single player wise. I'm ready to see what multiplayer games they bring. But at the same time, the third-party market is full of multiplayer games. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's Sony's bread and butter, though. East, like as long as I've been a Sony guy for over, since the first PlayStation, it's always been like that, dude. I've always, and that's probably why I'm so into single-player games, because it is, dude. PlayStation is a lonely experience, man. I mean, there's no doubt about that. PlayStation is a pretty lonely experience. I made a multiplayer only game, and it is so successful because you can pick it up and put it down whenever. Yeah, dude. Like I was just playing Chivalry 2 today, man. I love that game. I love getting in there and just playing it for a little while. And my controller fix held up, so I'm happy. Frog, you know what game I'm referring to? Yeah, I do. Chivalry 2, man. That game's freaking amazing, dude. Me too, but I feel like something is always missing with no campaign in Battlefield. Yeah. Dude, even when, okay, so you guys remember when Black Ops 4 came out, okay? And it didn't have a campaign, and they're like, oh, well, there's enough story content in there. Like, dude, that was the worst Call of Duty experience for me ever, because I don't hate Battle Royale, but I don't necessarily care for Battle Royale that much. It makes me feel like I'm trying to play something like Fortnite, and I could play Fortnite a little bit, because you can run around and do like the little stuff in there, and I would play that with my daughter. But gosh, for the most part, dude, I kind of find those games as like a waste of money. Bad real quick. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like that battle royale took off and it's been doing pretty good. So I don't know, like Warzone. I'm not a big Warzone guy. I don't really care for or like the Warzone, but Modern Warfare, dude. I tried to re-download that again last the beginning of this weekend, and it started making me so mad because you have to download like 300 freaking gigabytes of garbage that I don't even want to play. I just want my campaign, and then it's hidden behind the Warzone thing, so you got to download all that garbage, and I don't even want all that garbage. I just want a campaign so that I can just keep playing through that campaign, and it's just so difficult, and it takes up so much damn space that I just said, you know what, I don't even want it on there, man. Well, in all honesty, Microsoft made a genius move making Halo multiplayer free. Yeah, and the story of paid for thing. I think that is a good move for the people who only care about multiplayer. Yeah, exactly. And I'll be able to download the one I want. I've never been big on multiplayer for Halo. Like I never have. I could never get into the Destiny multiplayer. So I'll probably, I mean, I might try it or whatever. But for me, I'm just going to download that campaign. I'm going to buy that campaign and play that. I mean, I don't know what the hell Phil Spencer's thinking, dude. He's trying to wait for put out a release date for that to find out when Call of Duty's coming out. Like, who gives a shit about Call of Duty, man? Halo should have been out last year when the Xbox launched. I don't care about Call of Duty. I want Halo. I'm excited for Halo. I want to play that campaign, and I want to play it as soon as possible. I don't want to wait for a stupid Call of Duty game that I don't even freaking think I'm going to buy this time. For why do they make you have to install Warzone? I don't know, man. Like, that's the only, like, I can't go to like Modern Warfare. The only listing on my Xbox is that stupid Warzone crap, and I have to download that, or I have to download the other freaking call. I don't have 500. I don't want to waste 500 freaking gigabytes of space for Call of Duty. That I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna play through a mission, and then I'm gonna turn it off because I get bored from playing that stuff. Once I've already completed those campaigns, I like to go back through like the one levels, that I really liked, but the rest of it, I don't care for it. And I didn't really care for the Black Ops Cold War campaign at all. I mean, half of it looked unfinished, and then the other half was fine. Like, I have no desire to keep playing that damn Black Ops game. Games as a service is killing my love of multiplayer game. Some of them are fine. I do like the fact that these games keep growing. Like Assassin's Creed, I will probably keep playing that online. That games as a service. But when it comes to other stuff, Call of Duty, but when it comes to that other stuff, I don't know, man. Like, it completely depends on the game, and I'm a moody bastard when I play games, guys. I really am. Like, I'll sit here and I get video game anxiety because I have so many damn games. I'll just start flipping through them, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I want to play that, and then I'll turn it on, and I'll get right back out of it before I even start playing it. And then I'll go to the store and I'll buy a new game, and I have video game anxiety so bad sometimes that it just drives me nuts. Call of Duty is a money game, which what was it Halo 4 didn't do well because it launched was sandwiched in between COD. Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense, but I mean, it's going to be free on Game Pass, dude. Who cares? I don't know why Phil is holding Halo either. It's free to play, so it's not like the players won't be there. There's enough players for COD, Battlefield, and Halo. Yeah, that's definitely true, man. There is a pretty big following out there for all of them. Well, and Call of Duty's got marketing rights with PlayStation, so it doesn't really matter, dude. Why the hell would he hold that back for PlayStation, dude? Who cares? It's funny how things have changed. COD became so popular that Halo had to change to be more like it, but now I know so many people sick of COD formula. Yeah, dude, exactly. I'm so sick and tired. I mean, Modern Warfare was the first Call of Duty that's came out in a long time that I actually gave a crap about. Like, I like that game. I even like playing online. So yeah, I could care less about the other one. Games as a service are fine if done correctly. Look at Fallout 76. It was kept alive by free updates. Yeah, added, mind you, they aren't paid for. They ain't paid for either, but The addition has made Fallout 76 a great game. Yeah, dude, I like Fallout 76. I never really play it though. I played it for a good 40 freaking hours just straight, just playing that game before they started adding all that stuff. And so now, like when I go back in there to try to play it, I'm just like, oh man, there's some great live service games out there. I love single player, but I can play Apex all day. See, I can't get into Apex, man. I've tried. I've really tried. They got shareholders. Yeah, the shareholders are just they're freaking destroying gaming for everybody because they want these unrealistic expectations of people to just have their wallets open all day long playing these damn video games like it's a freaking arcade, bro. And it's like, no, man, it's not an arcade. If you want to make money on arcade, go invest in an arcade machine and put it in a freaking building so people can go put quarters in it. I'm sick of them treating video games like an arcade, man, and that's kind of the way it's starting to go. I mean, what the way I see it is they're either going to ruin console gaming this generation, and everybody's just going to have to go PC to continue to get games, or yeah, I don't know, man. This whole thing is just starting to get bad. Yeah, Fallout 76 launch was pretty terrible. I think it's a great multiplayer Fallout game, and the stories the NPCs added are amazing now. Yeah, I do like that now. I've been more into making my bows and arrows here lately when I haven't been coding. Wait, you just make bows and arrows like in real life, just making them? Never got into Fallout. I can't play it for more than an hour. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to, like, Fallout is one of those games where, well, Fallout 76 for me, because when I first played it, it was kind of boring because there's nothing in there. There was nobody in there but like other people. But now that there's like NPCs and stuff in there, it's more like Fallout 4, I guess. Yeah, I really loved Fallout or Modern Warfare 2019. I thought it was I literally thought that was the best Call of Duty I played in a long time. I like the innovations they brought to the combat, and then they just take it right back to that stupid Black Ops garbage. And I'm tired of it, man. I can't do the Black Ops thing anymore. Like I can't. Black Ops 2 was the only good one, and well, Black Ops 1 was pretty good too. Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, but 3, 4, and 5 are just not my kind of game. Till Fallout 4, which was the worst one according to most, but I had a great time. I had a pretty good time in Fallout 4, but like, you know, like when you wake up in the vault, that part would make me so dizzy. But once I finally got outside, then everything got a lot better. I do make bows in real life. Yes, sir. I like to work with my hands, and I get great craftsmen. Heck yeah, man. That I think that as a man, being able to work with your hands is probably one of the most important things that any man can learn, because once you know how to craft something and build something, it's the best freaking feeling you're ever gonna have, man. Like being able to take apart an engine and put it back together without having to freaking mark bolts and stuff, dude. Trust me, that is an amazing feeling. And cranking it back over and having it run, yeah, such an amazing feeling that I do. I think every man should have some kind of a thing that he can do with his hands. Like, I mean, I've built houses, mechanic work, all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, like I have so much knowledge of like how to do things. Yeah, dude, it's pretty amazing. When all the millionaires finally get on their rocket ship and go to another planet. Oh gosh, I'm just gonna laugh at them and be like, "Hey guys, you forgot to take anybody that could actually do anything. Good luck colonizing that place, guys." Kofi, a YouTube streamer, said he's pissed at Nintendo only OLED upgrade and hasn't played Breath of the Wild. You believe that? So I told him you didn't play the greatest game on the Switch. Yeah, exactly, dude. If you haven't played Breath of the Wild, then, well, I mean, I guess it kind of depends though, because Junior, my boy, he loves Mario, but he doesn't really like the Breath of the Wild game. He I guess maybe he doesn't understand it, or he doesn't want to understand it or something. But for an older gamer like myself, I mean, Yo Jimbo, those guys, those Nintendo gamers, man, they could be all Pokemon fans too, man. And they could be like 30. So they could be like 30-year-olds buying Pokemon games, dude. Yeah, that's the reason. Like that was the first game I bought when we first got the Switch was Breath of the Wild, man. I love that game. I love playing it. It's so like it's calm, dude. Just being able to do all that stuff on the Switch, I was just like, wow, man, this is actually pretty good. I've been trying to get into this. I've been trying to get into this. I've been trying to get into this Monster Hunter Rise, man. But gosh, every time I leave that city, every time I leave that main hub and get out there into the world, dude, I feel like I'm playing a PlayStation 2 game. I'm probably going to pick this up again as soon as it comes out on the PC. I'm probably just going to buy. Hopefully I'll have a PC up and ready by then, but I'll probably just buy that on that and play that on the PC because like right now, man, I'm just having a hard time. Once I get out to those worlds, the world just doesn't look interesting to me, and the combat kind of feels janky on that game, man. It doesn't feel anything like Monster Hunter World. So I also have Skyrim on the Switch. Could take yeah. I'm gonna buy the OLED Switch. I've decided I'm gonna pick that up because me and my wife we do need another Switch, so the kids can just keep playing these two. But yeah, I think I'm gonna pick that. I'm gonna pick that OLED up. I like the way it looks. OLED. I mean, it's gonna have that LAN port. I personally still believe that they're gonna bring streaming to that for the dock. I'm pretty sure that's the whole reason they put that in there. So as long as that Switch can handle it and produce, or stream in a higher resolution image while you're playing a game native, then I think it might be all right. Exactly. I told him why you care about the Switch. He said he's so mad at Nintendo he's going to pirate Switch games on PC. I got 4, 2 regular and 2 lights. Yeah, I don't have any of the lights. After the whole Joy-Con drift thing, I just said, nope, I'm not buying any of those lights, man. I have Switch games on my PC, but they are games I already own physically on the Switch. Not even going to ask how you did that, Sev. Nope. Don't even want to know, man. I mean, technically, yes, but technically, yes, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that if they weren't designed for the Switch, then yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure if they weren't designed for PC and they were like ported over to PC, yeah, that probably does count as piracy. But I don't know. I mean, like you and me probably don't see nothing like super wrong with it, but I don't know. If you own the games, no. They are ROMs pulled from the physical copies. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I guess if we're going by the law, then well, I don't know, man, because I think you could back up. I think you used to be able to back up PSP games on the PC. You could just transfer those copies over to the PC and hold them on your PC. So yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe Millennium copyright laws make it legal if you own the original. Well, maybe that's the case. I don't know copyright law. So yeah, I mean, I guess because I know on PSP I could save my games to a PC so that I didn't have them on my Switch, but like that was through like a portal on PlayStation or through a PlayStation app too. I'm not distributing them to you. Then yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you could probably have a copy of like say you're holding it on there. I know that you could do that with PSP, so I don't know, maybe. And do they actually play on the freaking PC though? Like you can adjust like the visuals and everything, or is it exactly just the same game? Like you can't do anything with anything else? Because that's probably like one of the biggest things that kind of bug me about the Switch is certain games. Like I would want them to be a little more. I want a little more detail out of what they got. But Breath of the Wild actually looked pretty good on a 4K TV. Sorry guys about all my yawning. I get tired once it starts getting past 10 o'clock. As you can play them on a PC, you can emulate them to your PC hardware. Oh, okay. The Switch is not too difficult to emulate. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you already have like NVIDIA, an NVIDIA setup, right? They should. I don't know. I'm trying to learn about this PC stuff because I want to get into it, but I'm not even gonna lie, guys. I'm a little bit intimidated by the PC, the gaming world. I don't know why, but I just never really gamed on a PC, so. Like I said, though, I only have backups from the games I own. Yeah, I mean, me personally, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think there should be anything wrong with that. I mean, I used to have, like I said, the PSP. You could your digital games you could put on the you could put on your PC. Don't know if you're familiar with Griffin Gaming, but he decided to counter the $70 price tag for PS5 games by buying them used at GameStop and beating them within the 7 days to return it for. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Microsoft is working feverishly to put GameStop out of business with Game Pass, and Sony is working hard to keep Game Pass going, or GameStop in business. So, I mean, yeah, there you go, man. Sony's doing their best to keep them in business, and Microsoft is trying to kill and bury GameStop. He's playing Miles Morales right now. He's gonna do Returnal next. Same with Ratchet and Clank. Oh dang, man, that's so bad. Well, Sony's doing it to themselves, man, by getting all greedy and stuff, man. That's what I'm saying. For every one copy they sell, that thing's gonna go to GameStop 7 freaking times before somebody finally gets stuck keeping it for $1. They're not gonna trade it in for $1. So. Yeah, that's just kind of the way it goes with Sony games. You can make it to where your PC boots into big picture mode. Navigate you on the PC with your controller, and it's very console-like AI or UI. Cool. Yeah, I mean, like I'm gonna be pretty happy once I get it all up and running and everything. Christian, I'm just gonna stick with the Series X. An expensive gaming rig would be nice, but I have to put limits on myself. Yeah, that's true. I mean, my PC, I'm going to be using it for a lot more than just gaming. So I want to get something that will do justice in playing games, but at the same time, I'll probably be using it mostly for this channel to edit content and stuff. Because eventually, guys, I'm going to get good at making content, and it's going to be kind of cool. So hopefully y'all stick around long enough to see all that stuff in the future. I use big picture mode on my PC because it's very console-like. The casual experience. Yeah, I'm probably going to have that PC hooked up to my TV, though. so I can play it on the big screen. How I learned to build a PC was the original Call of Duty. Huh. I would use a console more, but I have premium hardware, and it would be foolish for me to downgrade. In my eyes, my games, if I can play them on my PC, is the best. Yeah, I completely agree with you. 100%. If I had a beefy gaming PC, I probably would just get lost in the resolution and everything, man. I'm telling you, it's going to happen eventually. And then my channel will just be all about PC games. No, I'm just joking. No, I like I said, I want to try to keep it pretty strictly for my channel and sim racing the best I can. And who knows? I mean, by the time I get it built up, we might actually start getting Gran Turismo and stuff on there as well. You do have a PO box. No, I don't have a PO box. With the advantages that Windows 11 bring, maybe I'll get a 1080 or 2080. Yeah. About the next Call of Duty, my rig was stuttering. Asked questions, found out it was my video card, so I learned everything about it. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, like if I go for like a 3070 or a 3080, then the next thing I'm gonna do is probably get the CPU and then the motherboard, and then get my RAM and stuff, my power supply and all of that. Was Windows 11 already out? Windows 11's not out yet, is it? It's coming out in the fall, right? Like in November or something. Well, I'm probably going to get a Ryzen CPU. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, it is out for preview. Are you guys already previewing it? And that's a free upgrade, huh? We can upgrade for free to Windows 11. I think my laptop's new enough to where I should be able to upgrade to Windows 11. No, it's in beta. Oh. How do I find out if I have a TPM? I mean, this laptop is this year, so. Oh, BIOS. They have TPMs on laptops too, right? I did hear about this TPM thing, so I just haven't really looked into it yet. Trusted platform management. Yeah. Most Xbox guys get angry when you tell them your PC is better. Not sure why not, saying the console is bad, just that my PC is better, and they write UNSA. I mean, obviously they make games on a PC and put them on the Xbox and stuff, so pretty sure that, you know, it's, if it's an Intel proc, then look for LIP. I've got Ryzen 5 and NVIDIA graphics cards in here. Ultra fast PCIe SSD. Wi-Fi 6. It's the Asus ZenBook 14 with the Ryzen 5 and NVIDIA. I don't know. Oh, hey, Marco, what's up, man? I'm doing all right. Doing pretty good. Decided to get on and do a stream tonight. Not a super long one, but enough to let everybody know I was thinking about them and video games like I'm always doing. I would get a Ryzen 5000 series CPU and an NVIDIA RTX 30 series card or a Radeon RX 6000. Yeah. A Plague's Tale on PS5 has awesome DualSense support and looks good, and it's free. And it's a free update. Sony is just being greedy. LOL. Yeah. I guess. Oh wait, if you okay, yeah, if you download it on PS Plus right now, you actually do get the PlayStation 5 version. So yeah, I mean, like I downloaded it on the PlayStation 5. I bought it on when it came out. I bought it on Xbox One X. So I have both versions now, and I was able to put them side by side and basically look at them. And I don't know, man. The PlayStation 5 version just looks a little more blurry on everything. So I'm wondering if they just need to patch it or something, or if there's like a bug or something. Because I mean, dude, on the Xbox One X it was 1440p. So I'm pretty sure the PS5 is powerful enough to run this game, pretty at a more decent resolution than it being blurry. I have Ryzen 5 5600X just laying around since I upgraded to the Ryzen 5 5900X. Nice. That's the CPU, right? The 5600X. How come you didn't go 5950? No, I'm just joking. I'm gonna start like actively looking for a 3070 or a 3080 card on your AMD BIOS. Look up AMD PSP. PSP in the BIOS. Okay. I will get into the BIOS and look for that. I wonder if I can like overclock this freaking thing too. Can you overclock? Can you overclock laptops? Because this MX350 is supposed to be like a 1050. It's those hardware limitations on the PS5. I don't know, man. I feel like PS5 should be able to run that less blurry than what it looks like. Because when I turned it on the Xbox Series X and I had my wife look at it too on the PlayStation 5, like you could tell it's blurry, man. You can definitely see that that it's clearly a lower resolution. I would not recommend a gaming laptop to anyone. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I definitely have buyer's remorse after spending $700 on this laptop. That's for sure. I basically couldn't find anything better at the store right then and there that wasn't like $3,000, and I didn't want to pay $3,000 for a laptop. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna buy no freaking Apple laptop for $3,000, dude. That's just nope. Sorry. That's it. You need to enable it, then download Microsoft's PC Health Check, and it will tell you if you can install Windows 11. Do that first. Maybe PSP is on already. Okay. So download to see if I can download the PC Health Check. PC Health Check. I'm gonna be pretty mad if this freaking laptop won't let me upgrade to Windows 11, dude. Desktop is always better just because you can upgrade it. Yeah, I completely agree. I'm kicking myself because I could have spent like $300 more and got that 5700 XT, bro. And I mean, like a 5700 XT would have been decent enough to do what I need to do. Because I feel like if I just buy the tower, I could probably run it right through my TV, you know, just like HDMI or something. And then, you know, later I can just pick up an extra monitor for it. Laptops are tricky to overclock. The thinner the laptop, if you overclock it, might fry it. Yeah, this thing is pretty freaking thin, dude. It's one of those ultra thin laptops. I should have got, if you want to seriously game on PC, I highly recommend a full custom built PC. And yes, you can run the PC on your TV just fine. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, man. I do want to do this. I want to get at 1440p. You can even get 120 FPS. So you're saying attach a fan to the bottom of the laptop? Yeah, this thing's fan's pretty freaking loud. Every time you start one of my videos, you can hear like the fan like blowing before I start talking. It's so annoying. 4K 60 is max on a PC. Yeah, I would be perfectly fine with like max 4K ultra settings at 60 frames a second. Like I'd be okay with that, guys. So yeah, I've seen your rig. Man, max on TV, not on PC. Oh yeah, I understood that, Sev. I'd be pretty happy with that though. 4K 60, I would be happy with that for the most part. I don't think that. I mean, eventually I'm probably going to care about like FPS a lot more, but 60 FPS is kind of okay with me. Show you my rig, but I can't hear. Hit me up on the Xbox now. Didn't you just say you got an Xbox Series S? Or who got the Xbox Series S? Somebody got one. Yeah, you got the Series S. Just send me a Frogboy X1 Gaming. Got it from Target. Yeah. Dude, I've seen the Series S at Walmart on the shelf, man, like a few times now. 2 weeks back to Florida. Are you moving back to Florida, or are you did you move somewhere else, Jimbo? Once you go all PC, it's hard to go back to console. At least that's what, yeah. I don't know, man. 2,800 for a haul truck. Oh gosh, dude. Oh, Michigan to Florida. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, do you like Michigan, or would you rather be like in Florida? We should take bets on the next game Sony will make. Fidelity FPS upgrade for, and how much they'll charge for it. Let's also get a spread going. Yeah. The Death Stranding one's only $10. Oh, like Florida. Can't be because of the crazy governor there in Michigan. How long you been in Michigan though? Were you there for the whole lockdown thing? Consoles are 60 frames now. Yeah, I do like the 60 FPS now. So, I mean, like I said, mainly this PC that I'm getting is going to be for this channel and for sim racing, because I want to play that iRacing, and I want to play Auto Modelista and Assetto Corsa on the PC with all the mods and stuff that you can get there. I lived here 2 years, don't even know my neighbors. Joel John Matthews, how you doing, man? Hey, buddy, I hope you're doing well. I seen the video you posted yesterday about PS5 hitting a wall quicker than SSX. X would, but I would like to argue that the difference will not be. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that the difference is going to be super significant. I think the biggest things, Joel, when it comes down to it, the biggest things right now are going to be, like resolution might be a little lower on the PlayStation 5. Loading times will probably be a little bit faster, on the PlayStation 5 for stuff. But when it really comes down to it, though, with the with Microsoft xCloud, I think that we're going to see that cloud technology play a bigger role in stuff like AI. I mean, obviously, like Flight Simulator 20 or Flight Simulator, they're going to be able to stream the whole freaking planet. I'm really saving my judgment for that. Like after I play that game, when it takes me 14 hours to fly from America to China, then that'll be pretty impressive, dude, to do that on a console, being able to stream all that being able to stream that data. And if it still has a pretty decent resolution, like they're claiming 4K, bro, 4K 30 frames a second on that. So yeah, dude, I'm kind of interested in that, Joel. I mean, PlayStation did sign a thing with Xbox Azure Cloud, so they possibly could use that same technology. But when I think of next gen, that's kind of what I'm thinking more, because I mean, graphics, dude, yeah, they could push them more. I mean, we saw Unreal Engine 5. We're gonna see that. We're probably gonna top out at like 1440p resolution or whatever. I think that we're going to see PlayStation 5 kind of hitting its limits a little. I don't see the thing that I'm talking about is I don't know what the hell the geometry engine is. You know what I mean? I don't know what things that they took out of, the RDNA 2 and replaced them with PlayStation only features. I don't, we don't know that, but we also don't know if all this technology that Microsoft is toting is going to pay off, dude. I mean, I've only really started caring about Xbox, since Xbox One X, really. I've always been more of a PlayStation guy, but just after precedent, with the PlayStation 4 Pro, I kind of feel like we might see PlayStation 5 hit its limits pretty quick, or we might see a PlayStation 5 Pro pretty quickly. So I mean, that's kind of where I'm looking at. Found out a big problem with PS5 back compat the other day about resolution. Yeah, some of those fair point. Another point you made was Rift Apart being procedurally the best Sony would put out since Insomniac had dev kits for a while. But looking back to PS4 life cycle, yeah, I mean, I did say that, but Insomniac, dude, is one of them freaking they squoze a lot of power out of that PlayStation 5 already, dude. Being able to give you checkerboard 4K ray tracing on the 4K 30 mode, they're hitting that PlayStation pretty freaking hard, man. I mean, unless there is technology that obviously they don't know how to use. But Mark Cerny in that video, I watched that the other day. Mark Cerny in that video said 1 month to learn that new system and how to use it. That's what he said. Those were his words. And Insomniac is a first party studio, so depending on the technology that they use, the game engines, it's not about the console. The console's already basically it has its limits baked into it already, but whatever it now it's going to depend on the engines that developers create. Like, I mean, you saw Doom Eternal running that you saw Doom Eternal running on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, being able to push 1800p with ray tracing, and that ray tracing looks pretty good, or 4K, both of them holding a nice 4K at 60 frames a second. I mean, they do fluctuate, because it is dynamic, but then you also have the PlayStation 5 running the 120 hertz mode at like 15 something 100p or whatever, and so, I mean, like, I feel like we're going to see it kind of hit its limits in terms of, raw power for the PlayStation 5 before the Xbox is actually tapped out, But when it comes to, like, different developers, game engines and code and stuff, I think that they will find other ways to, bring us, better image quality and performance as the generation goes on, because that is always the case. That's always been the case. I don't know how to add people on Xbox. Help. Oh, I got your thing, man. I got the thing. It came across my thing, so it should be. It said you added me. Um, Compare Killzone with the beginning to The Last of Us 2 towards the end of the life cycle. Yeah, Killzone. So Gorilla's kind of the company that kind of pi, um that kind of pioneered the whole checkerboard thing for Sony. And yeah, dude, like Killzone looked great, but at the end of the generation, I mean, yeah, The Last of Us 2 was really good. Let me just add Sev real quick. Um, what the freak? Where the heck is it? Okay, I will find it. I heavily, I heavily agree with you. Just now, Microsoft toting a lot of features that have yet to be proven to be. Yeah, exactly, dude. They were. I mean, I'm not gonna mince words, dude. I mean, like they touted that. They were touting the whole the Xbox Cloud thing, with Crackdown 3, and that shit didn't pan out. So I mean, like I'm not cutting them any slack, but we have actively right now seen Flight Simulator on PC streaming in the whole damn planet. So if they can actually bring that to Xbox, dude, that's pretty freaking next gen, man. I think that's more next gen than fast loading flying through the air like in Ratchet and Clank. Like I think Ratchet and Clank was definitely an amazing looking showpiece game for the PlayStation 5. It definitely looks better than a lot of the stuff I've seen to date, and being able to run that game at basically pretty close to 4K 60 FPS was great, dude. I was freaking out, man. I thought that game was going to come out at 1080p, dude. It's at 60 frames a second because it's got some pretty high fidelity visuals. So PS5 can only allocate 4 gigs of memory with back compat on the PS4. Oh, I thought it was like 5 point something, Yo Jimbo. I did see that, but I thought it was like 5, and Microsoft resolution can go off of the 9 gigs. Yeah, I did see that. Somebody talking about that earlier today. Yeah, the PlayStation 5 was like tapped out at like 4 something on the PlayStation 4 and like 5 something on the PS4 Pro. So, and the PlayStation 5, the chipset mimics or mirrors the base console, the Pro console, and then the PlayStation 5 console. So I mean, yeah, it's there, but it has to still work within those boundaries or whatever. I think the only reason PS5 will stay close to the Xbox in terms of third party. Yeah, I mean, if a developer, like if PlayStation's the market leader, a lot of developers are going to develop and make those games on the PlayStation 5 first and then port them over to Xbox. I mean, like we're going to see a lot of parity this whole generation as long as PlayStation is in the as long as PlayStation is the market leader. Yeah, that's exactly how it's going to go. Effective over 100 plus games boosted to Sony's 14. Yeah, that's very true. Free boosted games on Xbox. I'm pretty happy with the way the Xbox has started this generation in terms of respecting my investment in their ecosystem when it comes to upgrading my games. Like, yeah, dude, I'm definitely grateful for that. PlayStation, on the other hand, I don't think like that's never really been their MO to like care about backward compatibility that much. In the past, when they have added it to the consoles, they've cheaped out halfway through the generation and took it back anyway. So they've never really supported it, nor have they cared. And Microsoft is kind of forcing them to care. Future prediction: Sony will charge PS4 owners for PS5 game downgrade to be able to play. Yeah. Last gen, and put it behind a paywall in the new DLC. Demon Souls will be the first due to the demand. Yeah, I could definitely see that happening, man. They're gonna charge them $70 to downgrade it to PS4. That would be pretty funny, man. Well, we downgraded it, and we had to spend that extra $5 million to figure out how to downgrade it. So we're gonna have to charge you the $10 downgrade fee. I don't know, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I love my PlayStation. I love my first-party PlayStation games. But at the same time, like, dude, I do kind of think they're going about this pretty wrong. But, you know, my good buddy Jeffrey Banks made a good point. You know, Microsoft is a $1 trillion company, and they can afford to give away free stuff where PlayStation can't really afford to give it away. The only thing I'm pissed about is third-party can boost third-party can boost a game on Series X in 2 hours, but we have to wait so long because they have to take more time. Oh yeah, dude. I've been so angry. Like the first game I got really angry about that, Jimbo, was that damn Control, man. And I freaked out on the community manager on Twitter about it. I was like, dude, why do we even have to pay for it? Microsoft makes it easy for you guys to make this, and you're going to ship this game in parity with the PlayStation 5? Like, why? Why can't we have a good version of it? Because Remedy, they used to make a lot of games for Xbox, and I don't know, man. Like, yeah, it was pretty frustrating. And then Devil May Cry coming out with the $40 enhancement fee, because they had to build a version for the PlayStation 5, and like I get that, dude. I understand that that's more development time, more cost, more everything, more stuff that they got to do for the PlayStation 5. But gosh dang, dude, Microsoft's making PlayStation look kind of bad a lot, guys. And PlayStation's like falling right into it, because I am, dude. I'm a longtime PlayStation fan, dude. And I look at that and I'm like, wow, guys, what are you doing, man? Like PlayStation or Xbox is eating your guys' lunch, and you guys are sticking to your guns about, this whole quality thing. And if your games are really quality, why are they selling for freaking $20 over at GameStop, after being out for 3 months? I don't think PlayStation games hold their value that long. I mean, PlayStation has made a pretty good name for these games, but yeah, these games aren't holding their value as much as like a Nintendo game is. Like you could literally go buy Mario Odyssey right now for $60, trade it in for $40, and then another year or so later buy it again for $60. I just literally had to buy Mario freaking Odyssey a second time for Junior because he traded it in and then he decided he wanted it back. So I told him, I was like, dude, you can't trade games no more. You have to keep them. You have to keep them from now on. My good buddy, Jeffrey Banks, who always leaves your vids downvotes. If he's a good buddy, I'm curious how your enemies treat you. Oh yeah. Hey, you know what, man? I miss Jeffrey. I wish he would come back. I really appreciated having him around because, I gotta have my fanboys on both sides, I mean, he is really passionate about his PlayStation 5. Okay, guys, his PlayStation experience is freaking amazing, and I don't want to take that from him, dude. I want him to be able to love his PlayStation for as long as he needs to, man. Like it is what it is. Do you really think that studios are going to say they are all right financially? No, they will cry and lie when they are making billions. Oh yeah, dude, everybody's going to cry and lie when they're making billions of dollars. But I mean, they are businesses, and that's what they do. They make content. We want to play it. We pay for it, for the most part. I do think that, I mean, I don't think Microsoft has given us anything for free. I'm pretty sure that it's got to be a win-win situation for them. And seeing Microsoft, the owners of Xbox, are into all kinds of other things. I was talking about this on the last stream. I'm pretty sure they're freaking getting like data or something from us that is making up for that cost. in advertising. I mean, we got advertising on the Xbox dashboard. We got advertising on the PlayStation dashboard. We got advertising on the Switch dashboard. Like, none of this stuff is free, man. They're getting paid for their stuff one way or another. Microsoft is just choosing to not put it on the front end as much as, PlayStation is. That's why I know their BS on these prices. Yeah, exactly, dude. I mean, these prices are crap. PlayStation knows it. The fans are going to know it pretty soon. Every time a third-party developer comes out with a free upgrade, it just makes PlayStation look more freaking blood or more greedy, dude. And in this day and age, man, greedy is not exactly not exactly what you want to have, tied around your neck for sure. I don't know. Jeffrey is always here. He just signs into proxy accounts so he can leave racist comments as it suits him and not care about banning. I think East might be Jeff. East might be Jeff. Nah, I'm pretty sure East is a different guy. East isn't like 100% fanboy like PlayStation, man. He's cool, dude. What does the consoles and PC and apps on the mobile ask you? Can we send data? Yeah, exactly. Every single time you start a new game, you got a whole list of garbage that they're like, oh yeah, man, we're taking your data and we're gonna go ahead and find a way to create ads and all kinds of shit to sell you back. So I mean, yeah, dude, every one of them does it. Every time you accept that crap, you're basically telling them, oh yeah, whatever. And I mean, these tech companies, they're smart, dude. They're not stupid. They know that, like, I mean, these rules are written for them. They're like, hey man, if you put it out there, it's out there. It's not our problem to take care of it, man. Once it goes on the internet, that's on you, man. So be careful what you put on there. They know that. They're not dumb, man. They made these rules to cover their asses and be able to take our data and do whatever the hell they want with it, man. Like, it is what it is. Like, I mean, we're either the most gullible freaking people on the planet these days, or that's just, I mean, there's always somebody smarter than us that's out there doing and taking something, why we're not even paying attention, man. There's obviously rich people for a reason, because I'll tell you what, man, you give me a couple $1 million, I'm going to blow it on stupid crap, and I'm going to have no $1 million after a couple of weeks. I'm going to blow it on a bunch of dumb stuff for real. I'm going to get a pole put in the backyard. Yeah, just the dumbest things I'm probably going to buy like a bobcat or something, like just stupid things. I'm going to spend that money on some really dumb stuff, guys. And then Jeff Bezos is going to have it all back in 2 weeks after I blow it all on Amazon. So it doesn't matter, If you have all the consoles like me and a rig, you can be objective, but people has to validate their purchase, aka fake, aka fanboy. Yeah, exactly. I don't have to validate nothing, man, because like I mean, eventually I'm gonna have a PC and I'm gonna get into PC gaming and give it a try. But as it sits right now, man, I don't have to like beg or choose. I can just buy the best version of whatever game I want when it comes out on the consoles, man. If the PlayStation 5 has the best version, I'm going to buy it on the PlayStation 5. If the Xbox has the best version, I'm going to buy it on the Xbox. It doesn't really matter. I have no time for the console. I really don't care about the whole console wars thing, but I mean, like, what can I say? Drama sells sometimes, and I do. I mean, I try to be objective when I am gonna say something dramatic about, like PlayStation or Xbox or something like that, because there has to be a point at the end of it. It can't just be like me like kicking PlayStation all the time just because, Xbox is being nicer right now. Like, no, dude, there's literal things on the PlayStation 5 that really irritate me. The UI is kind of all over the place. The fact that I still can't upgrade my SSD after 8 months, like that stuff kind of freaking irritates me. If you have all the consoles like me, oh wait, I already said that one. What does it? Oh, PS5 got more stability and frame rates, but Series X got resolution. Yeah, I mean, and most of the time, if you have a VRR TV, the frame rate thing really is not that big of a problem. I'd prefer to have my resolution, higher. And I don't know. I mean, like, remember when they were talking about Resident Evil Village and it being, kind of unstable on the Series X, when you get by the lake problem and stuff. I actually found that to be a pretty decent experience. I did not really have that big of a problem playing through that part. I thought it was fine with the ray tracing on. So, I mean, sometimes a couple frame rate drops. Frame rate drops don't really bug me. The screen tearing bugs me more than the frame rate drops. Because most of the time I'm playing a single player game, so I don't really care that much about it. And plus I've grown up with consoles, man. So I mean, I've basically gotten pretty used to games being crappy and not running that great. Only in select cases. Yeah. I mean, everything that basically came out at the beginning of the generation has been patched and now runs equally or better on the Xbox. So, I mean, and that's something to look at too. Yeah, I only played the demo on the PlayStation 5. I actually played through the whole game on the Series X in the ray tracing mode, and I thought it was fine. I didn't really have any major problems with it. The thing about Xbox with me is I just wish more people played games. Hivebuster's completion rate is absolutely terrible. It was an amazing DLC, but it has low completion rate. Yeah, that's true. Actually, I don't agree with those terms. Happened when they wanted to play Unraveled through EA Play. An agreement popped up, and I disagreed. It kicked me out, and I installed No Sheep. Oh, man. Yeah, almost every single game that has a live service now has those. Yeah, I mean, like the PlayStation 5, I do admit, there's been a lot of games that have come out and the frame rate's definitely more stable, but the Xbox is running it like a higher resolution most of the time. I'm not going to lie, dude. I like my resolution a lot more than, I like my frame rate. But I mean, if I was to buy a game on the PlayStation 5, I'm going to be pretty happy either way. You know what I mean? But if I bought it on the PlayStation 5, I'm always going to question, would it be better on the Xbox? So I'd end up buying it on the Xbox too. So I don't know. Yeah, Hitman 3. Hitman 3 is running at 1800p on the PlayStation and 4K on the Xbox. And I played through Hitman 3. Actually, when I bought Hitman 3, I just played through all three games because I have all three of them, and it actually like brought that game down to 63 gigabytes for all three games. So I played through all three of them front to back, and gosh dang, that was such a good experience, man. I loved playing those games again. The Hitman games are fun because there's so many different ways you can do all that stuff. I highly recommend, if you guys haven't played Hitman 3, definitely pick that up and play through it. They're supposed to be adding ray tracing and everything to that game. I just don't know when it's going to come. 4K on Series X, 1800p on the only frame rate issues was the sound. Yeah, I ran through that field on the Xbox, and I mean, there was screen tearing, but once you get away from that stuff, it's completely gone. So, I mean, and throughout the rest of the game, I guess if you use a scope too in that area, yes, they are, which is great for multiplats. I'll take frame rate and FPS, then res only. Single player, I care about res. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like you just said, like in multiplayer games, yes, frame rate is definitely more important than those. But seeing as I play, I would say my gameplay is probably an 80-20. Well, no, not even an 80-20, because do you look at racing games as single player games? I guess I kind of do. If you do, then I would say it's about an 80-20 mix. Maybe 20% multiplayer, and coming from like a PlayStation, the only games I ever really played on the PlayStation Online were Call of Duty and Battlefield. Those are the only games I ever really went out of my way to play. So I'm pretty sure that Hitman bug has been patched out. Maybe I'll go into that game and maybe I'll go check it out now. I haven't played it for a little while, so maybe I'll check that out again. It is awesome. Xbox has given us full 4K, if not higher, than what's on PS5. That's a true delta right there, but fanboys don't get that. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, 1440p does hold up decently on a 4K TV. But I mean, if you're gonna look at a game like say Outriders, okay, I downloaded the demo on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, and I was playing them both. Whenever you would look at like the hair or the vegetation on the PlayStation 5, it looked so freaking fuzzy that it just looked much better on the Xbox. So I was like, dude, that was enough for me to buy the Xbox, knowing that I could possibly drop 5 frames a second on that game. No, Horizon 4. Oh no, I play Horizon 4. Forza Horizon 4. And that's 60 FPS on that one's pretty good. I do play. I mean, basically that game's online all the time, you know, so everybody's always on there. I have played a couple times with people online, but yeah. So you're right. I do play that multiplayer. So maybe it's like a 85-15 or no, a 75-25. There, I definitely do play more games online on the Xbox than I ever have on the PlayStation. That's for sure. Now that I'm playing Chivalry, I get on Chivalry at least maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. It just depends. I want to start playing that more because I really do like that game. But did you see the Doom Eternal comparison by Digital Foundry? Yeah, I did. I watched that one. And then I watched not the documentary, but the interview he did with the developer of Doom. I'm just happy they're going to continue to bring more content to that. They're going to, well, not content, but more upgrades and stuff. So that's pretty good, man. And he was talking about how the PlayStation version does not have a VRS, variable rate shading, or I guess the geometry engine can technically be like the mesh shader or whatever, but the UI on PS5 is so unfriendly, doesn't respect your time. Yeah, that's very true. Oh man, every time I turn, like if I got my TV off and I turn my PlayStation on, I literally have to reboot my TV every single time I screw up and do that. I have to turn my TV on, I have to have my TV on and then turn my PlayStation on and then go to the input that it's on for it to come on. And every time I screw up, oh boy, it's almost 11 o'clock. I'm going to have to cut this short. I got to get up at 6 in the morning, guys. But I will be back on tomorrow around 5 o'clock. I'm gonna stream at 5 o'clock like I normally do on Mondays. I don't know if we're going to call it Fanboys Anonymous anymore because I don't know. We'll just figure out another title. Hopefully there's some good news Monday like there always is, guys. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm crazy, but the Series X version of Plague's Tale feels smoother to me than the PS5. I feel that way. I feel like it was pretty smooth on the Xbox Series X. I kind of feel like it's well, I'm gonna have to play it a little more, Darkest Hero. I'm gonna have to check it out a little more. PS5 can do a VRS tier 1 at software level, but can't do tier 2 tier VRS on hardware like the Series X can. Yeah, I mean, like the VRS is going to be a pretty important thing. And I remember hearing them saying, oh yeah, well, you have to zoom in like 400% to see a difference. I mean, dude, that Doom Eternal looks freaking amazing on my Xbox Series X, guys. It does. It looks great. It looks leaps and bounds better than what it did when it first came out. But you guys have a good night. I will definitely be back on tomorrow around 5 o'clock. So look out for that. I will try to post something. I'll try to have something up so that you guys can set a reminder for it. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, man. We'll talk some more video games. We'll talk some more technology. We'll talk everything. Have a good night.